What is close reading and why do we do it? The practice of paying attention is the main tool that's available to us for literary analysis. You could think of close reading as slow reading. It is useful for poems and passages. The first task is to read the poem aloud. Reading out loud helps you to hear the rhythm or beat of the poem. It helps you to notice the rhymes. Then you'd want to paraphrase the poem. Who is speaking here and to whom? What is the setting? What is the topic of the poem? Then, once you understand the basic poem, you would want to slowly and closely begin to notice and observe the language and the form of the poem. It is very tempting to skip over this step because it's laborious. But this is the part of close reading where you will begin to form your own impressions of the poem. You'd want to look for vocabulary, unusual words, words that rhyme, repetition, figurative language like metaphors and similes, imagery, allusion, references to things outside of the text. Look for ambiguity and multiplicity. Then, based on what you've observed, generate some specific questions. Are there parts of the poem that are confusing? Are there features of the poem that contribute to the meaning, but you're not quite sure how or why they do? Identify for yourself your own schema, your understanding of the world at this particular time will impact your understanding of the poem. For instance, this week we are reading a poem called The Mother. Someone who has had the experience of becoming a mother, who has gone through pregnancy, will have a very different idea of the poem than someone who has not. Be aware of your assumptions or beliefs. Look at the title closely. Once you have identified features of the poem, then go back to that title and see if it has additional significance. Finally, you're ready to develop an interpretive claim. This is when you can identify the themes and begin to make conclusions about those themes. Specify the devices which contribute to your interpretation, and then be able to acknowledge the ambiguity and the fact that there may be multiple meanings. So that's it for close reading.